So if I start with the leaves, I kind of came up with this more aggressive form of putting down leaves. So if I did kind of stems, see if I can remember what I did. I think it was, well, I did that, well that's not too great, but kind of stabby movements. That's too thick, too thin. I like that with a little bit of dry brushing in it, but it was more like yeah, it was something like that, like quite a push down. It kind of creates these characterful squat leaves. I think I did almost a kind of this movement as I've done before for these kind of leaves. I've been doing that recently. So maybe some of that as well, just to create some characterful leaves. And can also change the shape of the leaves at that point. Yeah, this is a little bit too dry. Right, with the petals, I went in, I started actually, I find it better to start with the centres, so I could start with like a yellow, I don't even know if that's showing up there, and then I can use the burnt umber, the umber green. And then I can put in burnt umber and white, which makes a nice yellow colour as well. I'm running out of clean places to do this. It's kind of a warmer colour. And then I've got a choice, I can let that dry and go in with the pure white, or I can go in and do it whilst this is wet, and that obviously gets, it then melds in a little bit more than if I was doing it dry over the top. Let's do some all the way around. And then I did lots of little white flowers. You could do these over the leaves and they kind of show up nicely. I also used my liner brush for details afterwards. I think I did this when it was more dry, but I'm just going to go in. Just a few strokes and I'm kind of muddying up the line a bit to make it more organic. Also have a choice here of going in with a lighter brush over dark leaves. Probably just about see that. Or a darker brush like here over light leaves. All adds interest. I like the fact that this brush kind of runs out of water quite quickly, so it's then starts to dry brush, which is quite nice. Alright, going back to the centre now, which is something I think she must do. Just keep going back and adding little bits. And I'm just going to add, I've not done a very good job of this, but and then what I did right at the end, which I thought was quite nice, were these centres here. And that's almost a lamp black, but with a little bit of the yellow mixture. And then I think I probably, yeah, well, it didn't have a lot of paint on, but so I've got more control.
I got what you want now. I got what you want now. I got what you want.
To try and get this bit sorted out. By the way, I'm using this gouache, which so far hasn't made me wheezy. So let's see. It'd be nice if it didn't, because it does behave a lot better than white watercolour. Now the thing with these designers that I like, they have a much more delicate touch than I do, and they keep going back in. I think, you know, what I mean is they do a very light, just like one stroke, and then they might go back in and do over that. And starting to see this coming through for me, using the dark underneath here, it's a shadow, and doing the white over the top, you can start to see the shadow underneath, the darker colour, and that looks really lovely. So I just need to keep practicing basically, and I always go in a bit too heavy when I'm learning something, so that's alright, I just need to be patient. So just building them up, and then finally just finishing with something with very bright white. I've overworked this now, but I'm just going to see if I can rescue a bit of shadowing. So basically, if I kind of just messed around with that, with burnt umber and white and lamp black and white, I think I would probably come out with something that I liked. Let me see if I can do another flower. The leaves I like, the flower not so much. So I think the trick is to get lots of colour in there, but make it look like it's all cohesive, and that's what I'm struggling with. So it's kind of lots of different colours. I'm just putting in all the things that I have mixed up. Less is more. put a little bit of white in there. Some of the thing I need to practice with, that's okay, get there eventually. I could start to put in these little sepals. I did little dots, but I also drag the brush around a little bit to make it look like it's a few of them all together. Yeah, not brilliant, but I'll get there. Just going to start with a petal there and then start to go in with the darker petals. I'm starting with the burnt umber there. Less is definitely more. And I need to be quite brave. Quite like these fast movements. And I think to get it tied in, I would just need to add a few more of these dots that are going up into the white. Alright, so stuff like that really. 4 little flowers, just playing around with the darker and the lighter sweeps. And I found that if you do the dark ones first and then add the white ones at the front, it looks much more like it has dimension. Yeah, I shall get there, but I've done better than I thought tonight. It's the first time really I've tried it properly. I do like this brush for, you know, the fact that it's quite, I've got no control over it, quite like that. I'm just going to add some greenery to this, and then that will be me for the night. Let's just add a little dark hint there. Right. It's much more kind of gestural. That's really the way I want to go. So I have this repertoire. So I can also do a leaf going up to the flower, just to add a bit of, to bring the white out. The other thing you can do is do the leaf first. I'll come back to that because I'm going to lay over white. So I'll just finish these. The other thing that's nice is to get 2 colours at the same time, which I kind of accidentally did there, which is nice. So it's kind of quite an aggressive push down, like this, more like like you're printing or stabbing. Oh, I like that. So if I don't think about it, it's much better. More impressionistic. Yeah, really like that. So that's a very quick movement, and I'm jabbing right down on the brush like it's completely splayed, and I like that more than these leaves here. Yeah, much nicer. It's like printing with your brush. A slightly drier brush there when I'm doing that. Always add highlights, lowlights underneath. So to finish, I'm just going to go over this leaf so that I remember how to do the leaf first and then the petal over it. Actually, could probably use the technique that I just used for the leaves with the petals as well. And this is quite nice because this is another thing I could do. The white is still very wet here, but I'm actually just going in. It's almost like engraving the black green into it. And then that's the kind of thing that looks nice once it's built up. So if I go back into that once it's dry, I think that could look quite nice. Just going to do some petal sepals here. Tiny little details. Not liking this at all really here, but there we go. Maybe I should just keep it simple. See if I can resurrect this one. Just go in a little bit more confidence. Needs practice, I think. Obviously, the good thing with using it as gouache is you can go in and correct. So I don't mind this so much, but I want more here now. I'm going to try and do it upside down. Ooh, lots of paint. Nice though. Wow, really like that. So don't forget that either. There's a hell of a lot of paint on there, but I just went in and squished it down and see if I can do it with this one. Yeah, I really like that. Very textural. Nice. Okay, so I think I've remembered to do everything there. The only other thing was that I scruffed up. I'll probably never ever watch this. There are 20 minutes already. I just rough up the stems so they just look a bit more interesting. So yeah, super happy with this. So I just need to continue where these white flowers are, go in with a brighter white. They look nice obviously over the dark green leaves. Okay, stop waffling. That's it for the night. I could, I suppose, do want some of my little side leaves that I like to do, and that will bring in interest as well. They're just like little, just getting the tip and this bit here of the brush and scooping it down. Yeah, I'm really liking this. I think it is about components of things that work and just remembering all the different ways to add interest. That's certainly another way that I could add something to it. Yeah, really happy. Okay, off to sleep now. Well, when I say sleep, I mean off to bed.